Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Office of the Commissioner of Police for our first quarterly press briefing of 2024. Welcome to all joining us on our various digital platforms. I'm Dennis Brooks, Senior Communications Strategist here at the JCF. This afternoon, we come to you to provide you with a roundup of matters on the security and law enforcement landscape. Our main speaker today is the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake. It will be his maiden press conference since taking the reins of the JCF. Today he is joined by, sitting to his left, DCP Fitz Baily, the head of the Crime and Security Portfolio. Mr. Richard Stewart, the head of the Administration Portfolio, Deputy Commissioner Stewart. To his left, acting DCP Warren Clarke, the head of Strategic Operations, acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Karina Powell Hood, head of FDLP, that's Force Development and Logistics Portfolio, and of course DCP Clifford Blake, the head of iProbe. Commissioner Blake will make his presentation, and then we will open the floor for some questions and answers. At this time, over to you, Commissioner Blake.
Thank you, Dennis. The process of transforming and modernizing the JCF significantly accelerated over the past 6 years under the capable leadership of Major General Anthony Anderson. I'm here today to affirm that this journey of transformation will continue with renewed vigor and commitment under my stewardship. Our aim is to ensure that the JCF evolves into an even more efficient, technologically advanced, and community-centric force. We are set on enhancing our operational capabilities and ensuring that our members are equipped with not only the tools, but also the knowledge and training they need to serve our communities with distinction. Furthermore, I recognize the pivotal role of the media that the media plays in our society. A healthy, respectful, and constructive relationship with members of the press is essential in fostering transparency, accountability, and public trust. During my tenure, I'll continue to cultivate such a relationship, ensuring open lines of communication and collaboration. We share a common goal, and that is to serve public interests and to keep our communities informed and safe. By working together, respecting the distinct roles we each play, we can achieve these objectives more effectively. The task ahead is formidable, but with the continued dedication of our officers and the support of our partners in the media and the broader community, I am confident in our collective ability to realize the vision of a modernized, responsive, and respected Jamaica Constabulary Force. As we endeavor to safeguard our communities and restore peace to the lives of average Jamaicans, we find ourselves at a critical juncture in addressing the criminal elements within our midst. These individuals who are sons, brothers, baby fathers, and friends are known to you, the people. They reside in our communities, sometimes within our very homes. Today, I address them directly with a clear and unequivocal message. Your actions have not gone unnoticed. The havoc you wreak and fear you sow and the destruction you bring upon the livelihoods of innocent Jamaicans have demanded our full attention, and now you have it. The JCF urges anyone with information on the whereabouts of criminals to come forward as part of a collective effort to ensure justice and restore peace. We are actively targeting and pursuing those who choose the path of violent criminality with the unrelenting resolve to bring them to justice. To those individuals, let this serve as a warning. When the JCF comes for you, and rest assured we will, it is in your best interest to surrender peacefully. In our ongoing quest to enhance public safety and fortify the bond between the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the communities we serve, we made an important development in our policing strategy for 2024, the creation of the Beat Officer Patrol Division. This division reflects our adaptive approach in addressing the evolving safety and security needs of our nation. The BOPD embodies our commitment to proactive, community-oriented policing. It is strategically designed to ensure a visible, proactive police presence across key areas of the island, particularly our urban centers. Our aim is to deter criminal activities through high visibility and reassurance, while ensuring effective traffic management for the smooth flow of vehicles and pedestrians alike. By fostering open lines of communication with residents, we aim to address their concerns and gather invaluable insights that will guide our policing efforts. As we roll out the BOPD, we are mindful of the importance of continuous training, development, and supervision of our members to maintain the high standards of professionalism and service. While it has begun in the Kingston metropolitan region, we expect to expand this division to urban centers across the country in short order. The JCF has observed a concerning trend in road fatalities since the onset of 2024, prompting us to intensify our strategic response to this challenge. In 2023, we saw a 13% reduction in road fatalities and a 10% decline in fatal crashes compared to the previous year, thanks to the collective efforts of our dedicated officers and the public's increasing awareness. Males represented a staggering 87% of these fatalities. Vulnerable road users, including pedestrians, pedal cyclists, motorcyclists, and pillions, accounted for 59% of the fatalities. This statistic aligns the critical need for targeted interventions to protect our most at-risk populations. As of April 4th this year, we have documented 112 fatalities on our roads, indicating a 5% decline compared to the same period last year. While this decrease is encouraging, the recent surge in fatal road crashes in the past month has raised significant concerns. This disturbing trend underscores the urgent need for the JCF to adapt and enhance our strategies to prevent further loss of life. In response, the JCF is committed to focusing on addressing moving violations as a core component of our strategic response. Enforcement of traffic laws is about saving lives, not just about issuing tickets. Our objective is to create a safer environment for all road users by vigorously targeting behaviors that contribute to road accidents. These include speeding, impaired driving, failing to use seatbelts and helmets, and other reckless practices that endanger lives. Our approach will be multifaceted, combining strict enforcement with public education campaigns on our platforms to foster a culture of road safety. We will work closely with our partners and other stakeholders to amplify our efforts. Our work to ensure safety and security across Jamaica are ongoing and evolving, and it is crucial that we examine the data with a discerning eye to understand the landscape of crime in our nation and the effectiveness of our strategies to combat it. In the first quarter of 2024, we have observed a significant reduction in several categories of major crimes compared to the same period in 2023. Notably, murders have decreased by 13%. Shootings are down by 4%. Rape cases have declined by 38%. In terms of property crimes, robbery remained unchanged with 171 cases, while break-ins saw a decrease of 17%. Our focus on illegal firearms has yielded tangible results. In 2024, there has been a 7% increase in gun seizures, with pistols being the most commonly seized firearm. Ammunition seizures rose by 41%, reflecting our intensified efforts to rid our streets of these dangerous tools of violence. We asked for it, and we have been given greater legislative support through our new Firearms Act. In 2024, greater focus will be placed on removing illegal weapons from our streets and communities. This intensification of our focus will be reflected in adjustments to our organizational structure, which will be announced in short order. An analysis of the implement used in major crimes reveals that guns remain the predominant tools in murders, featuring in 84% of the cases this year. Of note is the fact that arrests and charges for major crimes have seen a 9% increase. This increase in arrests and charges is a clear indicator of our commitment to holding perpetrators accountable and delivering justice for victims. Now, as your commissioner, I am extending a call to every law-abiding citizen in Jamaica. The challenge we face is not unsurmountable. The criminal elements that lurk within our midst, sowing seeds of fear and destruction, are vastly outnumbered by the good and the brave among us. But to turn the tide against the criminals, it demands collective will of our people. We must isolate these persons from among us. We must not give them cover. We need every citizen to become an active participant in safeguarding our communities. We must push these offenders out from the shadows and make it clear that they have no place among us. It's time we isolate them, not through violence, but by elevating our moral stance and by showing the values of community, respect, and integrity. Report suspicious activities. Refuse to provide safe harbor for criminality. You can call Crime Stop at 311, Police Emergency at 119, the National Intelligence Bureau tip line at 811, or any police officer you trust. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. At this time, we will now open the platform for questions from members of the media fraternity. I'd like you to indicate your desire to ask a question through the use of the raised hand feature. I will take one question at a time, and we will come around to you. If you've asked a question already, give someone else a chance, and then you can ask another question. I see Mahiri Stewart raising his hand. Mahiri, go ahead. Okay, Mahiri Stewart is, I'm not seeing the full question. So the question he is submitting via text is, rumors have circulated on social media alleging that Leoda Bradshaw was impregnated by a policeman at the St. Catherine lockup she is being held at. Is there any truth to these rumors?
And so we heard the allegation and immediately commissioned an investigation around it. We also removed the officer who was so accused from the station, but our investigation to this point has not shown that there's any truth to the allegation. And so far, the allegation seems to be false.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from the journalists on the platform? I see several from various media houses. Kimon Witter, could you indicate your media house for the benefit of all who are watching? Go ahead. Can we unmute Kimon Witter or ask her to unmute? Kimon, go ahead. Can you unmute yourself? I'm seeing a partial question. Are you unable to use your microphone, Kimon? I'm seeing a partial question. I'm not going to assume what the rest of the question was saying. Have the American operators of Atlante. That's all I'm seeing. Kimon, are you able to speak? Have the American operators of Atlantis Leadership Academy been questioned?
All right. So without going into too much detail on the investigation, because it is an ongoing investigation, 5 persons were identified and 4 were charged. I think 1 person was awaiting identification parade, and the investigation continues at this point. At some point in time, we can provide further information on that.
All right, thank you. Maisha Brody of IRI FM is asking, several police operations, such as Operation Restore Paradise, were launched. There were gains highlighted. However, we have not heard much about them since. Are these operations still underway, and can we have an update? I think, yes, we can put the question to DCP Clifford Blake, the erstwhile Strategic Operations Head.
Yes, in response to the question, I can confirm that Operation Restore, along with Operation Resilience, they continue. They are joint operations with the Jamaica Defense Force, and these 2 special operational initiatives, along with several others, we have 7 zones of special operations currently being enforced. So we do have a multiplicity of operational activities, and I can confirm, yes, Operational Restore continues.
Thank you very much, sir. Kimon Wita still has a hand up. If you've asked a question, if you're trying to ask another question, you can leave the hand up, but if not, you can take the hand down. Kimon Wita, do you have any other question? I'm assuming that you don't. We continue to leave the floor open for questions. Jason Cross of the Jamaica Observer.
Yes, greetings, Dennis. Greetings, Commissioner, and everyone else.
Greetings.
Yes, so in 2022, there was a drug bust at the Ian Fleming Airport. What's your update on that? Were there any arrests? How far are we in getting to the bottom of it?
That matter is still ongoing. We are collaborating with our international partners. And as I indicated when that matter came up first, that we are going to make arrests. There is no timeline to an investigation. And it is actively being pursued.
Kimon Wita, I'm assuming that this question is a follow-up to the previous question that you asked. Is there collaboration with American authorities? I imagine this is in relation to the Atlantic Academy?
Well, naturally, an investigation of that nature requires collaboration. It's an American-based company. These are American citizens, and based on the nature of such incidents, it would require cooperation between the 2 states. So, yes.
Thank you. Earl Moxham from RJR News is showing a raised hand. Mr. Moxham, good afternoon.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Good afternoon, everybody. Before I get to my substantive point, I think maybe I should add that in respect of the Atlantic situation, I think the concern in part is that up to this point, we are seeing the Jamaican employees, I think they're all Jamaicans, who have thus far been detained or arrested. And the question that is lingering in the minds of people is what exactly is happening in respect of the operators of the facility who are non-Jamaicans. In terms of my own question that I wanted to put to the Commissioner, I'd love to hear from you, first of all, Commissioner. Are you able, based on the average number of firearms seized locally every year, is there sort of understanding of how many legal guns are entering Jamaica on an annual basis? And as a follow-up to that, your reaction to the potential benefits of the Catch Act if it does pass through the legislative process in the United States?
All right, and so as I indicated with the Atlantis investigation, it is ongoing, and all persons who are of interest in that investigation obviously will be spoken to by the investigators. I wish not to say more at this point, but just to say that the investigation is ongoing, and in very short order we'll be able to give you more on that. With respect to arms and ammunition in the country, we do have our method of estimating, and we use several variables, estimating the number of weapons that are here. It is what it is, an estimate, and it is based on several variables. This is important so that we can have an appreciation of the impact of our effort when we seize over 600 firearms each year off the street. And so yes, we do have a mechanism that we use to do an assessment in terms of the number of weapons that we have here.
Okay, the Commissioner has asked me to speak on the issue of the Catch Act you mentioned. What we will say is that any initiative by our international partner, in particular the Americans, to mitigate the amount of weapons that are being shipped within the region, illegal weapons, it is a welcome initiative. I know that we have been working with our international partners. I know that from the level of the political administration, there have been several meetings on a regional basis. There have also been several meetings trying to enlist the support of the United States in particular to prevent the inflow of illicit weapons to our regions. I know that there's a regional body that was set up that is manned by individuals from ATF and other law enforcement, U.S. law enforcement representatives, as well as Caribbean law enforcement representatives. So what we will say, any initiative to mitigate the flow of illegal weapons is welcome by us.
Thank you, DCP Baily. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Again, Maisha Brody, can we go to that question from Maisha Brody? She's indicated that she's having problems with her microphone, hence her use of the chat feature. Can we just pull up that question? The question is, the JCF was in dialogue with Turks and Caicos police regarding Jamaican gangs targeting schools, especially the one in Westmoreland, which, sorry, go up. I think I may have missed something. Jamaican gangs, okay, they're wreaking havoc. Will Commissioner Blake continue these talks started by the former commissioner? Well, this is yes. The simple answer is yes. Next question. Has anyone been arrested in relation to recent bomb threats targeting schools, especially the one in Westmoreland, which left at least 2 schools closed in March?
No, we have not had an arrest on any of those.
Okay. Is there any updates on payments of overtime monies owed to police officers?
Not quite sure what is that question asking. The overtime system works. Persons who have paid who have worked overtime have been paid. There are challenges sometimes with, but most of those challenges are incorrect information that comes in sometimes, and these, as they come along, they are rectified and corrected. But for the most part, the system works and people are being paid.
Thank you. Leon Nash of NRP Online Radio says the trust factor among the populace has over time been a point of concern where citizens still do not sufficiently trust the police with information regarding finding crime producers and solving crime. What plan is in train to impress on law enforcers to treat leads from citizens confidentially?
Question based on your the person's own assessment. I mean, I don't know that there is a trust issue with the police. I don't know that there is a trust issue with the police. Many times we have narratives out there that may not necessarily be the experience that we see out there and stuff. But we continue to serve the citizens. We also have probably one of the most effective Crime Stop program worldwide here in Jamaica. We have several means by which persons can provide information to the police, and these avenues have been working quite well. We operate in a unique crime and security environment. And even in this environment, we continue to get the support of the public every single day. So the tremendous work that our investigators have been doing in bringing to justice, clearing over 600 murders each year, is as a result of persons coming forward and cooperating with the police. And so, you know, to make the claim that there is a major trust issue, I know there is an issue of perception. Whether or not that is a reality is another question. But we continue to serve the public. We continue to benefit from very good relationship with the public, and the public supporting our investigations and our intelligence.
Thank you. Nika Lewis of CVM has a question.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am posing this question to the table because there is clearly trouble brewing in the West. What plans, if any, will there be hatched or will be hatched to tackle crime in that section of the country? That's my first question.
Thank you. There are areas of concern in Western Jamaica, and I believe that we have responded appropriately. As we speak, there are several lines of effort being pursued, and we are very confident that before long those issues will be arrested.
Thank you very much. Mahiri Stewart, your hand is up. He's asking, could you expound on the JCF's decision to remove the prefix woman from the descriptive rank of female police personnel?
Okay, no problem. It's easy. Something like that doesn't need a long expansion. But just to say that I've not heard a reporter being referred to as a woman reporter. The name, the distinguishing factor in the rank is discriminatory in nature, and so it did not make sense, and it still doesn't make sense, and we remove it for that sole purpose. I've been tracking comments and interest that people have around this issue and ascribing several theories to it. But let me just lay the matter at rest. There is no other police force that has its female officers being referred to as woman constable or woman corporal. Our neighboring security partner, the JDF, doesn't refer to its members as woman corporal or woman private or woman lieutenant. And even in the JCF, once you reach the level of the officer corps, you're not referred to as woman deputy superintendent. So it's just a matter of common sense. And that's the only agenda that was behind the removal of the name, of the distinguishing word from the rank.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anthony Lugg of TVJ asks, there has long been concern about extended use of states of emergency as a crime-fighting tool. Is this a measure that you intend to use in the future?
Listen, we have several tools in the toolbox. We have shared some very strategic and vague they may be, but we have several tools in the toolbox to ensure that we keep our communities safe, and we will be utilizing all those tools that are given to us. We have a new Bail Act. We have a new Firearms Act that has minimum mandatory, and every year we take a number of persons off the street who are offenders that use firearm. Now we have a stronger legislation. We have strategies, internal strategies, operational strategies that we use to narrow the world of these persons who seek to create harm and mayhem. And so I want to just assure you and the public at large that we will utilize whatever resource that exists in its legal realm to keep our communities safe.
Final question goes to Nika Lewis of CVM, who has her hand raised.
Thank you. So, back to my previous question, we talked about something brewing in Western Jamaica, but can the police say what exactly is causing the trouble in especially Westmoreland, where 28 people have been murdered since the start of the year?
Much of these are gang activities, some internal gangs fighting against, within amongst each other. We have had situations where rival gangs are fighting and stuff. But these persons are known. Some of them have been displaced. We continue to pursue them. We have employed containment strategies in the spaces. We have had curfews in some of these areas, and we are ramping up our investigation around the incidents where these persons' names have been called in. And so, we will do all that is necessary to ensure that we suppress the violence that is in that space as we speak.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Thank you very much to the journalists on the platform for a very robust question and answer session. That's all the time we have for this press briefing. See you in the second quarter for another one, or unless we have a matter to bring to your attention in the intervening period. But on behalf of all of us here at the Office of the Commissioner of Police, I'm Dennis Brooks saying have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Closing out for now, this is One Avenue News. Avenue for your news, views, reviews, and much more. New spot on the block where we chat. Looking forward to meet you in the comment section. So flick the subscription button, turn on notification bell. Let's journey together. And please remember, we need solution, not confusion. United we win, my people. Art of love.